I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like I said, I have a problem and I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying very hard to fix it, and the only way that you're really gonna be able to fix it is if you're going through trial and error. And I think the problem was that I didn't have a really mechanical, I was more discretional, and I think I needed a mechanical model. All right, what's going on? I appreciate you tuning into the YouTube channel. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Lewis and I am simply just documenting my trading journey. If you've been here from the start, thank you so much for tuning in to another video. I wouldn't be where I'm at without you, so I thank you for that 100%. First thing I would like to say is please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Show a lot of support for the channel. I ask that you please continue to show support for the channel because our channel has been growing crazy, and it wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you so much. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, make sure you smash that like button, and follow me on Instagram as well, where I am now posting finally my live executions again, because I figured out the reason why my screen recording was messing up and I have fixed it. So now we are back to our regular daily execution videos on my Instagram. Win or lose, I post everything on there because I try to be as raw as possible when it comes to trading and how your trading journey is gonna go either way. So can't do anything else but thank you so much for everything. And yeah, it's been a pretty crazy last 2 weeks in the market. If you've been in the market for these last 2 weeks, you've seen stuff. I saw some things this week that I've never seen before in the market, and I've only been trading for over a year now, a year and 4 months, but still crazy that stuff like this even happened. We'll talk about it more once we get into the actual video. Let's get into the sponsor and the Discord, and then we'll break everything down, get nitty gritty, and talk about the title of this video. Either way, let's hop in there right now. So the sponsor of this video is Tektronix.com. Shout out to Tektronix for sponsoring us. They provide the best quality PCs in the market with the best parts that are available. So if you're looking to build a PC, go and check them out. If you want to take advantage of my discount code, use LVFlip for 10% off at checkout, and if you hit shop now, it will bring you to my favorite setup. I actually have this exact same case on my setup. Definitely worth it. I needed the space for my GPU because I have a very big GPU and it created a lot of heat. So on my old case, it was too condensed and it would create problems. Now I have a big case, I had no problems at all. I got a lot of airflow in there, but you can see all the parts in here, and if you want to change anything, just hit contact them and they will be able to help you out. So you can see there's a lot of different setups that they have, ranging in different prices. So depending on what your budget is, they have something for you. They have 1 year warranty and they have free shipping on all products, so take advantage of it. Once you do head to checkout and you use my discount code LVFlip, you can see here you save some money. So please go ahead and take advantage of it. If you need anything else in terms of any questions and anything like that, let me know in the comments. Check out their Instagram or hit contact them. Everything about them is there, their shipping and all their other setups as well. So please check them out down in the description. Now let's head into the Discord. Now this is my Discord, and honestly, the people that are in here, there's only a couple people who are very active, and I am extremely grateful for those of you who are active in here. I couldn't be any more thankful for that. But honestly, I am thinking of closing down the free chat, honestly, because people aren't talking as much, and you know, I can't force anybody to talk, but at the same time, I want to make sure that it's a good community, and we have been fairly well in this community. Really, we have been talking a lot recently, but in like the past few days, I don't know if it's because the markets are crazy, this is what it's looking like. But if you're interested in joining, I'll ask is that you please be consistent. I'm not gonna close it down anytime soon just yet, but I've been thinking about it. There's a lot of good people in here who honestly are very active, so I don't want to take that away from them. As you can see, there's a lot of new things in the Discord that I have added. If you're interested in joining the premium Discord, hit join premium. If you're interested in one-on-one calls from me, it's all in there. All the information is in there. Testimonials are in here as well. You could go ahead and read them yourselves, but as you can see, there's a bunch of new things in here, and the premium chat has been going crazy. I'm not gonna talk too much, but you can have a little small preview in there. Apart from that, that is all you'll get. If you want to get access to all that, you already know what to go and check. Hit the join premium and let me know down in the comments if you need any help. The link is down in the description, and everything you need to know is in there. Now, before we start the video, I want to thank you for the amount of support on the YouTube channel. Honestly, almost 25k views in the last 28 days. Not a crazy amount of views, but on YouTube, that is very big for me. I am extremely grateful for anybody who's in here watching. Thank you for 1,280 subscribers on the YouTube channel. I know by the time that this video gets uploaded, that most likely will be hit, and I couldn't be any more grateful because it's all because of you. I can't thank you more. I can't sit here and act like I'm not doing what I'm doing because of you, and I'm extremely grateful. No matter the number, I'm thankful that you took time out of your day to even watch one of my videos. Yeah, apart from that, that's pretty much it. I want to hop into the video and let's talk about everything that has happened this week. Let's get into it, honestly, because now it's very apparent to me that I have a problem, and I know that a lot of you have the same problems, and it takes you really being humble and really being diligent person, somebody who is down to put the work in and and be conscious in the moment to really fix it. But we'll keep talking about it as we go. As you can see here, we had a Monday low of week, basically a Sunday low of week, up to a Wednesday high with a lot of crazy price action with the tariffs. Monday moved crazy. I thought I'd seen crazy stuff and movements on Monday until Wednesday. Wednesday, it moved like a meme coin. But honestly, I did see some tweets that Donald Trump gave a buy signal. I don't know how true that is, but if it is true, that's crazy. I saw some pictures. I don't know if they're real, but if he gave a buy signal, it was pretty crazy. And I'm just gonna say now in the start of the video, I'm pretty sure I didn't even win a single trade this week. I've been a demo warrior, extremely good in demo, and I want to say that's a good and a bad thing at the same time. I say it's a good thing because obviously I'm catching moves in demo either way, so there's still trades, but at the same time it's my timing that's wrong. And I think I figured out a very mechanical way to get in exactly when I should, or at a good time when I should, and it will take me a little bit of time to really master it, but we're gonna document it on my Instagram. So follow me on Instagram at LewisVisuals_, and you'll be able to see my live executions. I was extremely right on my bias all week. I was right on the direction it was gonna head in. I think that it's really just my timing and my stop loss placement, really, if I'm being honest. But once we dive into everything and we use this as a back testing session, for those of you who are new in here, this is basically me back testing for the week and explaining the trades that I took and explaining the trades that I should have took and how I can become better. And this week it's just crazy. And I know I say this a lot, but really the only way that you're gonna become better at anything is taking losses and learning from them. So I am doing that in this process, which is trading, obviously, and you know, by the grace of God, I am becoming a better trader. I'll let the accolades speak for themselves and all that stuff. I just want to sit here and have a good time back testing and really explaining the market and how I've been viewing the market recently. So let's get straight into it. Monday, man, we had a crazy week. So Monday, I actually wasn't allowed to take a trade with my funded account at all due to the fact that we had opened so low, and there is a 5% rule that protects them as a company. So if they open the week at a sub minus 5%, for example, they won't allow you to trade your account. So I couldn't trade my account on Monday, so I took a demo trade on Monday, and that's fine. I won my trade on Monday. Obviously, I was not expecting what happened to happen at all, but I was mostly bullish on Monday because we had this big gap in here and we hadn't really dug deep into it or turned it over or anything like that. So I wanted to see what was gonna happen, and let's go back and take a look on the 15-minute. As you can see, we start to dump at 9:30. Well, basically at 9 we start to dump, so that's the Judas swing for the longs, I guess you can say. I mean, now that I'm looking back at it, we did tap into the new week opening gap and respected the CE of it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we did respect the CE of it. CE, for those of you that don't know, is the consequent encroachment or the halfway point of the gap. So we did dig deep in retracing, enticing people to take shorts, but as you can see here, if I'm not mistaken, we'll probably have a OTE. Yep, we ended up having an OTE entry with this order block right here, this down close candle holding price at 9:30. Honestly, I was being very patient at 9, and I love the fact that I was very patient. I didn't just jump into a trade because it looked like it was gonna go up or anything like that. I wanted to actually see where price was gonna head and what it was gonna do before I even thought about taking a trade. And I saw that we ended up coming up here and tapping into this 1 hour order block right here, these two up close candles. We tapped into it, and I'm thinking, okay, if they're truly still bearish, they might not be bearish at the moment. Like, as you can see, we ended up being bullish in the macro, but we were bearish at that moment that I saw this trade entry, and I took it and I sent it in my Discord as well. So let me find it real quick. Yep, right here. As you can see right here, is anybody else having problems with their orders in Top Step? It kept on rejecting mine. Here we are. This is the trade that I took. Very simple trade, and I'll break it down for you. It wasn't nothing crazy. I think this was the trade that I was supposed to take this day, unless, you know, I was bullish bias, which I mostly was in the beginning, but I wasn't expecting it to boom the way that it did. As you can see, it did end up booming pretty heavily, so I was just wanting to see what exactly we were gonna do. So as you can see here, yeah, I just noticed that we were in MES. So either way, now that we're looking at NASDAQ, here we are. We still have the same thing, so we still have this OTE entry, so you can see there. So I guess somebody who just traded OTE after coming off of the CE of the new week opening gap could have took that long. So what I did was I actually took this right here. We had tapped up in there into a 15-minute fair value gap inside of this 1 hour gap. As you can see, there was actually an SMT up here. If you want me to show you that, I'll show you this right here, and there it is. So we have an SMT. As you can see, this high right here gets taken out by NQ, making a higher high, and ES makes a lower high. So that is why I was like, okay, this is an SMT. We're most likely bearish in the moment right now. We had then tapped, like I said, that 15-minute fair value gap. So all I did was wait for a 1 minute CISD inside of that 15-minute fair value gap, and I took a short. Now let's look at it on the 1 minute real quickly. Okay, so I got the entry right after we started to move lower. After that, yeah, so I got the entry pretty much right here. I thought we would CISD, and I targeted the lows of the 930 if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so I targeted this low right here. And I know there's a lot of things going on right now, so I apologize for it, but I think I had my stop initially like right here for a 1 to 3, and then once it started to run, I moved my stop to about there, and you can see the rest of the trade ended up hitting to the tick, and that is the trade that I took on this day. I couldn't trade on my actual account, but this is the best trade that I found after this. If you saw the OTE entry, that was a better trade and a longer trade, obviously with that 1 hour high up there being the target and that 15-minute fair value gap, but I took this and I was fine with it. Not mad at it at all. It is what it is. I like the entry. I took it, and that is what happened on Monday, the 7th. Now let's move on to Tuesday. Tuesday was very interesting because Tuesday, man, what you see here is a back test, but the annoying part is that I took a long and then I took a short, and the most annoying part about it is that the short got stopped out. Obviously they did this, but why did I get stopped out on the short? Because I entered prematurely or had my stop in at the wrong spot. Now as you can see, we have an SMT at these highs, so I have to show you the SMT before we do anything. As you can see right here, this high right here is this high. They SMT, they took it out here. It looks like they took it out, but if you zoom in very closely, you'll see, especially on the 1 minute, they never took it out. They never took it out. So I was very patient on this day, and I had to sit through all this chop because I wanted to see if they would take that level out. They got very close to it, but never took it out. As you can see, they never took it. How did I mess up on this day? So my first trade I took a long from here, thinking that they would take that high. That was a mistake. I was bearish the whole time. Why did I take that entry? I really can't tell you the specific reason. I would like to say because I was getting impatient and I wanted to take a trade for the day. That makes no sense. If you're trading like that, stop it. And it's easy to say, but it's another thing to do. Now this move up, as you know, I took it right here, right? So this from here, this move up, right? So I was up a little bit and then I ended up getting stopped out. I didn't notice that we had already changed the trajectory and had entered the sell model of this market maker buy into a sell model. As you can see, this is the market maker sell model. Buy side of the model, sell side of the model. So then I noticed, I'm like, okay, we're going short for sure. And I take a short about here and I have my stop, I forget where, somewhere like here. Instead of waiting very patiently to see what price was gonna do, I ended up getting stopped out by this one candle. It's okay, I had to eat it. I then enter again and on demo, and I take the short and hit, obviously, because you can see it here. This is the short. So I got in like around here, and this candle looks way bigger now. I don't know why it looks like that. Maybe volatility, but this is the trade I took after that. It is what it is, but now I understand why, right? This is the 10 o'clock open. So right here, this is the opening price. We are above the opening price. We end up turtle swooping up here, change the state of delivery. We come back up to the up close candle that turtle swooped, and this was the best entry. This was the entry that I was supposed to actually take. And as you can see right here, it was a 25 RR with the risk being barely anything to get all this movement down to the target. And if you want to know why that is, I talk about it in my one-on-one mentorship. Really, if you want to see it, go and check it out. And I don't know if you can see it, my student right there, if you could see it, great. If not, I'm sorry, I'll try to put it in there, but my student is about to pass another funded account. He's already passed one before. He's already on his way to pass another one. So if you want to be like that, it is in the premium Discord. Hit the link down in the description. All I have to say is that the information that I have is correct. Now it takes the certain individual to figure out what their very specific problem is and fix it. Once you fix those problems, you start to see a lot of profitability. And right now I'm going through these problems, but I think I found it by having a very mechanical model. So I'm gonna try this mechanical model next week and see how I end up doing, and I'm just gonna trade that the whole week, and I'm gonna track it on my Instagram. So make sure you follow me on Instagram once again at LewisVisuals_. Now that is the move for Tuesday. Now Wednesday, it was very meme coinish. This was just a crazy pump, so nobody was expecting this pump, right? Everybody was very short on this day, but now that I go back on it, it was very clear that we were gonna go long. Why? We end up turtle swooping this 2 a.m. low at the bottom, turtle swoop, and then start to build structure higher. If you look here, we have a low high, lower low, higher high. The high that broke the low ends up becoming a breaker. As you can see here, they respected and came into what? OTE. When you have a breaker like this, they're most likely gonna come into OTE. So after this, I should have been long the whole time. I think I took shorts on Wednesday, and I think I was in a profit a little bit. No, I lost my first 2 trades, and then I hopped in demo and took a trade on shorts, was in profit, and then got stopped out. Why? All right, so let's just go back and look at what happened on Wednesday. Same thing. This down here confirmed bullishness. I should have seen that, should have really paid attention to it, but it's okay. It is what it is. This should have confirmed the bullishness. Now we end up booming at the open, we're like right before the open, we're already going up. So if you know the model that I teach in my premium, you'll know why exactly they were already moving up here after they did this, right? So it makes sense for them to do this chop at 10, dump, and then boom. Why? There was an SMT there. So let's look at it on the 15-minute on both. This candle low right here at this 930 low actually was a very important low, or liquidity pool, I guess you could say, gets taken out on ES, making a lower low, and NQ makes a higher low, meaning this is the higher and stronger asset. So you want to trade this one. Either way, they gave an entry in here, so you could have took that as soon as you saw the SMT already bullish. I could have really just took that entry there, if I'm being honest. And a lot of people like to focus on the entry models, entry model this, entry model that, but if you have the correct bias and you have a safe stop, you'll be good. You don't need an entry model, really. I'm not saying don't use any entry model, but you could have. Honestly, we have this breaker right here as well with this, which ended up being respected, as you can see, so it's okay, because right, this is the high that broke the low, gets broken through, comes back, breaker. But if you go on the lower time frames, you'll see what it ended up looking like, right? So as soon as you see the SMT, you could either took the entry in here after we inverse this gap on this retracement back. There's a lot of entries that could have happened on here on Wednesday, as long as you had your stop below here. As long as your stop is below right here, you have a safe entry. You could have been targeting this high, you could have been targeting way more, like this high up here from Monday. That could have been your entry. You could see crazy RR, crazy risk to reward. I did not take this, and it took me into, like, you know, once you just go back and back test it, you start to see the model and you see it playing out so much that next week I'm just gonna trade this model, honestly. And if you want to learn the model in depth, we can talk about it in my Discord. But yeah, that's what happened on Wednesday. Now Thursday was the same problem with me. On Thursday I was taking shorts, and I took a short and I got stopped out. Why? I took the short prematurely, but with this model ended up fixing it, right? So as you can see, let's look at the 4 hour real quick, right? So we have this very huge gap. So I'm thinking they either come down to the 50%, which is right here, and they did, or tap at least the 25% and then head higher if they're still bullish, because now I believe this is a real market structure shift. We're really gonna become bullish now. I don't think that we're bearish anymore. I think that this previous week high is the target for next week. Let's see how it plays out, and we'll talk about it more. There is an SMT at the Thursday high, but I honestly think we're gonna head for those highs next week. If we open and drop, you already know where we're going. But apart from that, let's talk about what happened, right? So as you see right here, this candle at 9 closed, or this candle from 6 closed below this candle's low, so we can expect lower prices, honestly. And that is why I took the short. I took the short prematurely. This is the short that I ended up taking right here. Let's go to the 1 minute real quick, just so I can show you the short, and then we'll talk about what should have been taken. This is the short that I took, and I was in a little bit of profit and then ended up coming back and taking me out. All right, so this is the short. I took the short after we tapped into this up close candle and decided to dump. Then we dump, but we're chopping. I'm like, damn, price action is horrible. All right, but why is price action horrible? Why is it doing this, right? So now I can delete this. That was the trade that I took, right? Then we go back on the 15 minute. Let's go in there real quick. So you can see right here, this is the 10 o'clock open, and at 10 o'clock we manipulate up to this up close candle, which is an order block, and then we dump. That's when I should have took my entry. So that was the time to actually enter for shorts, and targeting the 50% of this was most likely the best option right here. I don't know why it's going all the way down there, but this is what I would have been targeting, if I'm being honest, right there. And that is what I was targeting on my short, but I took it prematurely, and that is what I'm saying. Like, timing is so important. Time is more important than price, right? Because we could have sold at the same price but at different times, and man, it would have been a fire short, and it is what it is. But as you can see, it's basically just trading the PO3. We open, manipulate higher, then dump and distribute. Makes sense, right? This is something that I took in the afternoon session. I took it on demo. I sent it in my premium Discord. I am not going to explain this one. If you want to see the explanation for this, join my premium Discord and you will be able to see it in there. But let's move on to Friday today, because today is Saturday. Once again, now that I'm paying attention to the model, because I was really paying attention to the model on Thursday night, then I went back and back tested. I'm like, this shit works, and I tested out on Friday, and I took a long because I was anticipating price to head higher, and I was right, but I took a premature long, and you can see it on my Instagram as well. I took this long right here. I'll show you on the lower time frame. This is the long that I took. 10 o'clock opens, they dump and they tap into this breaker. Why is that a breaker? We swept liquidity right here. Low, high, lower, low, higher, high. The high that broke the low gets broken through, and they should come back down to OTE, which they did. This is OTE. Boom, tap OTE, and they also tap into the breaker and they start moving up. I was targeting that high and I was wrong, but I was right at the same time. I was right on that direction and what they were gonna head towards, but I was in at the wrong time. Now that I go back and I see exactly what it is, I can see that I got in way too early. I should have waited till they came down into this. Why? Because that is London liquidity. That was London liquidity right there that I just should have waited till them to take out. Once they took out that London liquidity, let's see what else they hit. Oh, if you see right here and I drag it all the way out, hit an order block, killing two birds with one stone. Then we have a turtle soup down there, and this was the trade that I should have took, right? Because if you go on the 1 minute, you have a unicorn model. Whoa, where do you see the unicorn model? Low, high, lower, low, high. That broke the low. Gets broken above, they're gonna come back down to OTE. If you look right here, boom, and you drag it out, we have a fair value gap that is respected. But also take out the fib, take this low and this high, and what do you have? OT fucking E. Man, it's crazy, but I'm just gonna trade this model next week and I'm gonna go from there. It was a crazy week, but it is what it is. You live and you learn, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like I said, I have a problem and I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying very hard to fix it, and the only way that you're really going to be able to fix it is if you're going through trial and error. And I think the problem was that I didn't have a really mechanical, I was more discretional, and I think I needed a mechanical model. And I have many models that I understand, but I trade them discretionally. I just trade them whatever I see. And the problem is that you may not be getting into the move at the correct time. Now I have the correct time to get into the move because I need to understand this model. And like I said, if you want to learn this model fully on my premium Discord or one-on-one calls, if you get the one-on-one calls, you'll learn it even better because I'm explaining it to you raw and I give you real life examples. Obviously this is back testing, but once you go into the market and you really master it, there's no problem, because I took this one with the same model. I took this one right here and that hit for a 3R. This one I had the correct idea, but I got in at the wrong time. If I would have really just waited a little longer, I could have got in at the turtle soup or waited for the OTE and then took the long. And as you can see, they boomed towards the high, which was the target. But either way, this was the craziest week that I've seen in a while. So as you can see, this is a crazy week. And yeah, it's really pretty much everything that I have to say. I thank you so much for watching this video. This is your first time tuning in. Like I said in the beginning, my name is Lewis and I thank you for giving me your time. I am just a trader documenting his trading journey who's trying to become better at his craft. And that's about it. If you want to show support, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know how your trading week has gone and how your trading journey has gone in general. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all the platforms that are down in the description. Make sure that you please join the Discord as well, and please be active in the Discord. If you want to build a PC, use my discount code on techtronics.com, and that's pretty much everything that I really have to say. But attack your problems, don't run away from them, and don't be shy of losing. I hate when people think that, oh, you lost today, you're the bad trader. I don't care, bro. My mom loves me. I love what I'm doing. I'm learning a skill that's gonna be with me for the rest of my life, and if this was easy, everybody would be doing it. At the end of the day, I'm just here to, you know, provide maybe an outlet or show people that there's somebody real out there who really shows the whole process, and that's what I pride myself on. But either way, thank you so much. I'm gonna stop yapping now, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.